Pete here with the smallbusinessresourcecenter.com. Got some pretty important news that I want to share. The Small Business Resource Center, by the way, is your source for information about stimulus programs, EIDL, PPP loans, and business development and personal development. I also throw in some tech tips sometimes. But what I'm covering today with this important information is the CARES Act 2, first of all. CARES Act 2 more than likely is going to be around a $2 trillion stimulus. So I've tried to keep this short. Many of the facts have stated that the renter programs for renter assistance are ending. The homeownership programs for forbearance, they're also ending. Some of them were supposed to say 12 months, but most people got 3 months, or some people applied and basically were told they were not offering those programs. So the Paycheck protection program is also supposed to be ending in a couple weeks, but I'll go over some details about that. And then the economic injury disaster loan, technically they ended the grant portion or the advance July 10th. And if you applied for before July 10th, many people have stated that they did get it. Some people said they are not. So, just want to put it out there that I'm getting information on both. And keep in mind, these are random people just posting on videos that I have. So with the looming approximately 35% of Americans having problems with mortgage, jobs, rent, it seems like we're definitely going to be getting the stimulus, which they stated. Keep in mind that every state has different rules comparing their social distancing. Most businesses that are open actually have extremely low revenue. So in Pennsylvania, they have reduced occupancy for a lot of establishments like restaurants to 25%. In some, they might have 35%, or some, if you're over 35, I'm extremely surprised, because with the 6 feet social distancing, you got to keep in mind one table. That means every table around it had to be moved 6 feet, when typically you're not getting more than 3 or 4 feet in between tables so you can get people in. And I understand what people say. A lot of places are not fully occupied at all times. Yeah, but they count on the times when they are fully occupied to basically average that out to make it so the business makes money. So if full occupancy is now 25%, those times when it's slow, you're going to have hardly anyone in there. So that's what hurts it. So keep in mind, when we're looking at the Paycheck Protection Program, it is more than likely going to be extended. The main reason why that is most likely going to be extended is because they want that to keep the businesses, to keep their people full-time employed, even if they're not busy. And the Paycheck Protection Program is more of a grant program to help offset those employee costs. So it doesn't have to be paid back if you use it correctly. And at many top places, even though they're getting hired back, they actually don't have full-time employment. Or let's just say you're a server and you are hired full-time. If there's only 25% tables, obviously you're not making your normal full-time income. So that's why the Paycheck Protection Program is important. More than likely, we're going to have new stimulus checks being issued between July 20th and August. Well, I should say that's when CARES Act 2 is going to pass, because that's when Congress, Senate, and the House of Representatives are back in session. And they did state that there were over 5 million Paycheck Protection Program loans given to 27% of low and moderate income businesses. And they went along and said that that's consistent with demographics, so that wasn't more or less. It's expected that the Paycheck Protection Program is going to be extended in CARES Act 2 because they want to put people back to work. It was stated more than once. What might not happen is they may reduce or eliminate the $600 unemployment credit, because they do not want people unemployed or people who don't want to go back to work because they're making more money sitting at home. So when you're looking at the economic injury disaster loan, if you got denied for the economic injury disaster loan, will you get the grant? That's the number one question people have been asking. So most people had a couple things to say. They said, well, if it was after July 10th, of course, you're not going to get it because that's when they updated the site. If it was before July 10th, many people are saying they're still getting the advance grant. Some people commented no, and they said, no, I am not get it. I was told there's no more money. So I kind of think that those are tier 1 or tier 2 people that are just lying to you. Keep in mind, if you call the SBA multiple times, you're going to get multiple different answers on whatever you're asking about. So I have a video on how to get the EIDL grant if you got approved and you did not get it. So the video will be in the link in the description. I'm not going to go over the process again because I do have a video for it. So if you do need that, check the link in the description. It's clearly marked. It says how to get the EIDL grant if you got approved and didn't get it. Or if you applied in the past, you can ask for a reconsideration to try to get the grant in the loan. That will be in the description. The other video that I want to go over, which is a frequently asked question, is I got an email from the SBA about the EIDL grant changes. So I'm going to put that email in there so I don't have to go over that again. But if you need information on the EIDL grant changes, the link is in the description. Then my next video is about the EIDL's new applications. You can watch it and fill it out correctly. The reason why I would suggest this is because if you look at it, it says it takes approximately 2 hours to fill out this application. I can understand it could take that long, and the application does time you out, by the way, or it used to time you out. So if you watch the video, you understand what you need and how to fill it out. Then when you fill out the application, it should take you about 5 to 10 minutes. So definitely makes it easier if you need that, EIDL. So if you have any questions with the EIDL, these are the main things that I've been helping people with. First of all, the first step that you want to do is search in your email sba.gov. The reason why you want to do an email search is to see if you missed anything. If you missed something, of course, your questions may be answered right there. It might be that simple. The next step is to log into the website. If you already got information and you applied for your EIDL, they usually would send you an email that tells you to log in. If you got that email, what you'd want to do is to log into COVID-19 relief number 1, just the number 1, not number 1, .sba.gov. So COVID-19 relief 1.sba.gov. And that is the website that is your loan portal website. The one thing that loan portal website doesn't do is it actually doesn't tell you who your loan rep is. I wish they would put that in there automatically. But it's the best way to look up information, and then you can kind of see where your application is in the process, because it does go over that. It tells you if your funds were dispersed and everything. So if you don't see any problem there, you're not getting the answers you need, then the next step that I would do is call 1-800-659-2955. That's 1-800-659-2955. Then ask for a tier 2 agent. When you talk to them, and the reason why you want to ask for a tier 2 agent, by the way, is for some reason tier 1 people, they usually tell you to call back, wait, email them. All that stuff gets you nowhere every single time. Should be laughing. That's a sad truth. If you talk to a tier 2 agent, you might get the right answer. And I say you might because I've called multiple times for the same problem, and I'm not saying I was given the runaround. Maybe they just didn't understand their job. And then the one time, same question, and I got reliable information. Actually, one of the tips I want to give, you might want to call early in the morning. Maybe you want to call what's after considered lunchtime, because you got to keep in mind these are people. Some of them may not want to get you on the phone. If you call early in the morning, you're a new caller. If you call you know, at 4:30, they might be leaving in 30 minutes and they don't want to deal with you because people have been screaming at them all day. Common sense. After lunch, they might be a little bit happier because they just got done eating. Before lunch, they're trying to clock out in 5 minutes and they don't want to help you. It's just a reality. So the time of the day you call is very important too. But what you want to do when you call is to ask them to document the call, be very direct in what you're asking for. Tell them you applied for a reconsideration or an increase on, or let them know you just applied and you applied on X date, so that's why you want to document everything, and let them know that you have not got a response. Kindly ask them for help. Ask them what they would suggest as the next step. And basically take notes, let them know you're taking notes. And the thing that I did that I don't know if other people did not do is I had told them that I want to talk to the lender that's handling this loan because I believe things were not being done properly. And then what happened with me is I actually got email back in a communication with the lender. The lender left a message on my voicemail. Then they emailed me. So now I had all their information. So I did go back and forth with the lender a couple times. But when we go to the transparency part of this, that's why I had stated multiple times that they need to be transparent. Because I still don't have all my issues resolved, just to be honest with you. But I'll go over that in a second. So hopefully you can get the same results and then be told who your SBA lender is, or quote unquote processor. So then when there's problems, you have somebody directly to communicate with. So basically, I'm considering releasing the phone number for the loan company that's processing your EIDL loans. Why? Because I believe in transparency and I believe people should have the right to communicate with these people. So if you are interested in getting the SBA lender's information, hit comment or subscribe, comment on this video, tell me you want that information. Also, I'm considering releasing Jovita Kranz's email based on requests. A couple people asked me because they saw a video where I mentioned I contacted her. So comment below, let me know you want it, like and subscribe to the video. If I get requests, I will release the information. And the reason is I believe in transparency. Keep in mind, if they were transparent from the beginning and saying this is what we need and this is how we're approving your loans, there'd probably be not as many problems with this whole program. As a real estate agent, you have to keep in mind, if you were buying a home, I would know who you're doing the loan with, what company it is. I would have all their contact information. So if there's a problem, it'd be very easy to say, okay, how do we resolve this? Oh, the loan got turned down. Why did it get turned down? I would get a clear answer and then we can resolve this. And I'm going to go over why I believe that in a second. So keep watching. But if I get feedback early this week, I promise I will provide both that information in a video that anyone can contact those contact people. So next question that I've been getting is, how is my EIDL loan calculated? Because people are getting turned down. The SBA seems to have a default approval number for whatever reason. I don't understand why, but I got the default number, $1,400. Want to keep in mind, for most business owners, $1,400 is not covering anything. And I'm not picking anybody. For some people, like, hey, that would be great to get $1,400 loan. But if you're a business owner of any size that you do volume business or it's a full-time income, $1,400 probably is not covering anything. And I did tell that to the SBA despite anything. That's why I wish they were closer so you could choke people. But let's get past that. So one Tier 2 SBA member told me this is how they were calculating the loan. They just laid it out there because I was nice, like I explained to you. I called early and I told them that, you know, I've been having problems and I can't believe this is all screwed up. And the Tier 2 person told me that they were calculating 3 months costs of goods sold. I explained to that Tier 2 person, I put 0 because first of all, my taxes weren't done. And next of all, as a real estate agent, you technically don't have costs of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is more of a term that's used for a business that buys and sells things. But what the tier 2 person told me is I should put my total yearly business deductions for costs of goods sold. So I had said, okay, so how is it being calculated? What they told me then is that that number is being used, and when they divide that number by 12, they got your monthly business expense. So what they were doing then is timesing that by 3 so they can cover you for 3 months for the EIDL. During a Senate hearing, by the way, they said that they were expecting that the EIDL would pay 6 months of business expenses, not 3. So supposedly that got updated already. And some people who applied early and got their funds, they actually reapplied and are supposedly are trying to get that extra 3 months. So I want to keep that in mind also. So that is supposedly something that was fixed. So the Senate stated your total cost of goods sold or your business deductions divided by 12 times 6 should be your EIDL loan amount. But if you saw the other video I made on the leaked EIDL information, it is not exactly the same. I'm going to put a link in the description for that video if you want to see it. It actually tells you that they're calculating it a different way, and it looks legitimate. But the reason why I'm not sure how they're really calculating it is because if I put 0 for cost of goods and I have a very high income, I should have gotten the maximum loan, and I did not. I got the default $1,400. Many people commented that's what they got, and it didn't make any sense. So check out that leaked video. I'll put the link in the description. The other thing that I want to make mention of is they extended the cruise line port ban in America to the end of October. That means there's no cruising if you're in America until the end of October. You're going to get another refund from your travel agency or the company you booked with if you got a refund, if you rebooked. So if you're interested in the contact information for the SBA lenders, Jovita Carranza, comment below, smash a like button, share this with people you know, and I will be updating more information early next week. Good luck, everybody. Have a great weekend.